morning students. Welcome to the social studies class of 7th standard history lesson number 1 sources of medieval India class part 3. Before we enter into the today's concept, let's recall the last class concept students. Sources. We already seen sources has divided into two categories. One is primary sources, another one is secondary sources. Primary sources consist of inscriptions, monuments and coins, and secondary sources consist of literary works, chronicles, biographies and autobiographies, travel acts. So in primary sources, inscriptions, monuments, coins, literary works, everything we have seen in our last class. Here literary works, this one is consist of religious literature, chronicle consists of secular literature. We have seen deeply about this in last class. Today's class we will discuss about the biographies and autobiographies and travel acts. Let's go into the class students. Today's class we are going to see about two topics now. One is books, biographies and autobiographies. Another one is travel acts. These two topics comes under the category of the secondary sources. First one is books, biographies and autobiographies. Students, here books played a vital role to know about the people who were lived in the past. For example, here I have two books. One is Mahatma Gandhi's autobiography, another one is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's autobiography. With these two books, we can know the full life history of these two people. Am I correct? So, books played a vital role to know about the people who lived in the past. Here we have some example of books. Let me see about that now. First one is Tabaqat-i-Nasri. First one is Tabaqat-i-Nasri. This book was written by Minhaj-as-Siraj. Okay, who written the book? Minhaj-as-Siraj. He was patronized by the ruler Nasiruddin Muhammad. He belongs to the slave dynasty. So patronized, what does that mean? Patronized, which means he fully supported to Minhaj-as-Siraj to write this book. So Minhaj-as-Siraj written this book with the name of Nasiruddin Muhammad because Nasiruddin Muhammad supported Minhaj-as-Siraj. So this book named with the name of Nasiruddin Muhammad. He belongs to the slave dynasty. This book contains the information about the events which held from the Muhammad Ghori's conquest in AD 1260 in India. So these are all the information we have in the Tabaqat-i-Nasri. Tabaqat-i-Nasri was written by Minhaj-as-Siraj. He was patronized by the Nasiruddin Muhammad. So he named his book with the name of Nasiruddin Muhammad. He belongs to the slave dynasty. This book is Taj-ul-Masir. This book was written by Azan Nizami. Azan Nizami was a migrant of Ghazni. Ghazni is a place now in Afghanistan. He was migrated from Ghazni to India. He wrote the book Taj-ul-Masir. This book deals with the information about Qutb-uddin Aibak. Who was Qutb-uddin Aibak? He was the first ruler of the slave dynasty. So, the information about the Qutb-uddin Aibak, everything is in the book of Taj-ul-Masir. This book has one specialty, that is, this book only approved as the first official history of Delhi Sultanate. It's very important point, you can note it. Which book is considered as the first official history of Delhi Sultanate means you have to answer what? Taj-ul-Masir. Taj-ul-Masir was approved as first official history of Delhi Sultanate. Who wrote this book? Azan Nizami. About what? It deals the information about the Qutb-uddin Aibak of slave dynasty. Okay. Third one is Tarikh-i-Firoz Shahi. This book was written by Ziauddin Barni. He was the courtier of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Courtier means court chronicler. Court chronicler means he was the person who recorded the everyday events which held in the court of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So who was the courtier of Muhammad bin Tughlaq? Ziauddin Barani. He wrote the book Tarikh-i-Firozshahi. This book deals the history of Delhi Sultanate from the period of Ghiyasuddin Balban to the early ruling period of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Next one is Tarikh-i-Firozsha. Tarikh-i-Firozsha was the history of rise of Mughal power in India, which was written by Firozsha in the 16th century. So Tarikh-i-Firozsha, which deals the information about the Mughal power, how was it raised in India, which was written by Firozsha in which century? 16th century. Next one is Baburnama. Baburnama was the autobiography of Babur. In this book, Babur mentioned the geographical features of our India. He was the first Mughal emperor who called our India as Hindustan. Next one is Ain-i-Akbari and Akbarnama. These two books written by Abul Fazl. He belongs to the 16th century. These two books explains the total life history of these two people. One is Babur, another one is Akbar. Next one is Tazuk-i-Jahangiri, which was the autobiography of Jahangir. In this book, Jahangir fully mentioned about his memories in the 17th century. Next one is Tabaqat-i-Akbari, which was written by Nizamuddin Ahmad. And next one is Tarikh-i-Badani. Tarikh-i-Badani is a history of the Badani, which was published in the year of 1595. This book has 3 volumes. In one volume, Badani fully explained the administration of the Akbar and his religious policy.
So, we have seen many sources of books and biographies, autobiographies, everything. So, before that, we should know the meaning of that word. See here, they have given some meaning. Tabaqat, Tazuk, Tariq or Tahwiq. So, here the meaning. First one, Tabaqat, is an Arabic word. What is that? Arabic word which means generation or centuries. That is, it explains the generation or centuries of the particular person. And next one is Tazuk. Tazuk is an Persian word. That is Arabia, Persia, everything near, no. So, it is a Persian word which means autobiography. Autobiography is nothing. If I write my history by myself, that is called autobiography. If someone writing my history, that is called biography. That is the difference between autobiography and biography. Next one is Tariq. Tariq, it is a Arabic word which means history. That is history of somebody. This is the meaning of these 3 words, ma.
The last topic of this lesson is travelers and their travelogues. Many travelers have visited our India during the medieval time, but we are going to see about some particular travelers and their accounts. First traveler, Marco Polo. Marco Polo was a Venetian traveler of Italy. He visited our India during the time of Pandya kingdom started to rise as a big power in South India in 13th century. He visited the place Kayal. Kayal now in Thoothukudi district. He visited Kayal twice in South India. Actually, Kayal was a port city. This port city has lot of ships of the Arabia and China. With the account of Marco Polo, we come to know the information of thousands of horses which was imported by our India from the country Arabia and Persia. So these information we got it from the Marco Polo's account. So next traveler is Al-Biruni. Al-Biruni visited our India during the time of 11th century. He came to India along with the Muhammad campaign. Muhammad of Ghazni invaded into India, no? So that time he came along with him and he stayed nearly 10 years in India. Then he gave the detailed account of the Muhammad's expedition on Somnath temple. In Somnath temple expedition is very important even ma. In coming classes we will see deeply. Simply know that Somnath temple was plundered by the Muhammad of Ghazni. So that event was detailedly explained in this account of Al-Biruni. Next, Al-Biruni was mostly trying to understand our India and their people. So then he learnt the language Sanskrit and he learned philosophy of India. He wrote the book named as Tauhid-i-Hind, which describes about the Indian condition, that is economic condition, their knowledge and social norms of India and what are the religions available here. Everything is detailedly explained in this book. So these are all the information was given by the traveler Al-Biruni. Next traveler Ibn Battuta. He was born in Arab and he became the Morocco scholar. He traveled from Morocco to Egypt. Morocco actually in the North Africa. He traveled from Morocco to Egypt and then to Central Asia. Finally he reached India. He wrote the traveler with the name Rihla. Rihla means the travels. In his book he mentioned all the places where he visited and he wrote all the information about that. Then he mentioned that according to his view, he mentioned that Egypt was a rich country in that time because all the trades of India was happened through the Egypt to western countries. So he concerned that Egypt was rich in that time. He also described about our India and its caste and the practice of sati. Sati in Tamil we can say udankattai erudal. It was actually the superstition of Indian people of Hindu. So this everything was mentioned in the book of Rihla. He also described about the city of Delhi. He think that Delhi has the enormous area and also the thing was happened in the same time. What that thing? That is Muhammad bin Tughlaq shifted his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad. Daulatabad in the olden name is Devagiri. Now it called as Daulatabad. So Muhammad bin Tughlaq shifted his capital from Delhi to Devagiri. This thing was happened in the time of Ibn Battuta visited time. And next one is many travelers have visited our Vijayanagar Empire. Here we have some mentioned travelers. First one is Niccolo Conti. He visited Vijayanagar Empire in the year of 1420. He was an Italian traveler. Next one is Abdur Razak. He visited our Vijayanagar Empire in the year of 1443. He was from the Herat city of Central Asia. And next one is Domingo Paez. Domingo Paez visited Vijayanagar Empire in the year of 1522. He was a Portuguese traveler. These travelers have visited our Vijayanagar Empire and they have given a lot of detail about the Vijayanagar Empire to us. So with this, we completed our lesson ma. So once we recall that, in this lesson, sources of medieval India, we have seen two type of sources, primary sources and secondary sources. Primary sources consist of archaeological sources like inscription, monuments and coins. Secondary sources consist of literary works like religious literature, secular literature, books, autobiographies and biographies. Finally, travelers and travelers. I hope you all have understand this lesson ma. Thank you students.